So the Game Awards are gonna be coming out, I think, next month, and honestly, this year is literally going to be a freaking bloodbath. There's so many games that came out this year which did so well, and so many games that like redefined genres, especially like games like Expedition 33, which is an amazing game. It looks good, it plays good. It's one of the games that really pushed what it means to have like an RPG, like a turn-based RPG game. And then on the other hand, you have games like Silk Song, which took a long time to come, but it did come out, and I absolutely loved playing Silk Song. I just finished Hollow Knight when Silk Song came out, but then I went in and played Silk Song. But I also want to talk about like what this year has meant for gaming in general, because like we've been hearing from a really long time, oh, gaming is dead, single player game, nobody plays that anymore. But I don't know, this year sort of has been an amazing year for gaming, and next year will automatically be great since GTA 6 is coming out. That's one thing I did want to talk about. On the other hand, there's games like Arc Raiders. I happened to play it for a little while, and this year has also been like a great year for like multiplayer type games. You know, you had like Marvel Rivals, the finals, which was out for a really long time, sort of regained its ground this year. So really good multiplayer games, really good single player games throughout the board. I feel like this year is probably one of the best years gaming has ever had. But I did want to talk about what happened to Arc Raiders a little bit. Like a lot of people on the internet were pointing out that, you know, Arc Raiders used AI, and because of that the game is bad. I just feel like on the one hand, yeah, you know, if your game does use AI art, something like Call of Duty, then boo-hoo. I feel like that is disingenuous both for the artists and for the customers. But like when you're using AI for like voice lines that are of far reach, which you don't traditionally record, and you use AI for like voice gen, I just feel like it's okay since the artist consented, even the voice actors consented. So in a way, I feel like that's not a bad thing. But I get where people have this gripe against AI being used in video games, because at the end of the day, they fear that if they're able to get away with this, maybe they'll use it to a higher degree and a higher capacity going on in the near future. But I feel like that's not a major concern in my opinion. I feel like there is going to be huge pushback, something that happened to Call of Duty, where people actively didn't want to engage with that part of the game. That's one thing about AI. But I did also want to talk about like Marvel Rivals and Finals, which both of these games just were so cool when they came out, especially in the multiplayer space. Again, which is like really saturated with like already pre-existing games. But I really enjoyed those two games as well. Amazing games. Made videos on Finals, but not made anything on Marvel Rivals yet. But hopefully I'll make them in the near future. If you ask me what the game of the year is, I just felt like Silk Song was like my favorite game. Although I didn't give Expedition 33 a chance, I just feel like Silk Song is an amazing game for what it did, and basically reinvented the whole Metroidvania genre. And having that sort of power and pull where people waited for your game for like 6 years, it's kind of revolutionary. I don't think Hollow Knight won Game of the Year when it came out. So if you gave the mantle to me, I would obviously give it to Silk Song. But I get where people are really passionate about Expedition 33, because Expedition 33 was made by a bunch of ex-Ubisoft devs, and they came out and they made a game where, with only the help of 30 people and obviously a few outside contractors, they made like a masterpiece. And whatever clips I've seen online of Expedition 33 looked really cool. So hopefully that's one of the big names that does win. Hopefully it does win Game of the Year. But Death Stranding 2 also looked visually perfect this year. You just can't expect a game to run like that on a base PS5, and it looked so well, ran well. I did play Death Stranding 1 really well. I haven't played Death Stranding 2 yet, but from whatever I've seen online, the visuals of Death Stranding 2 greatly outweigh anything that was released this year. It just looked stunning. The set pieces looked amazing. Also, like, Faker wasn't included in this year's like top esports player. I don't know what you have to do in order to be nominated for best esports player, but 6 times world champion wasn't enough. I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. I also want to talk about Hades 2 before leaving. Hades 2, I played Hades 1, enjoyed it thoroughly, but I didn't get a chance to play Hades 2. And Hades, that franchise has become like a cult classic now. A lot of people are swearing very deeply by it. And I kind of agree. Same thing with KCD 2. This year, basically, games from so many different genres are put up as game of the year, are put up as contenders as game of the year, and kind of means one thing to me, that people are not as close minded as these big companies think, where they buy the same game every year. Obviously, games like FIFA and like the 2K games do get purchased year on year. Let's just not talk about COD for a minute. But like, I feel like companies for a really long time are in this mindset that people are really closed in what games they're playing and what games they're engaging with. But I just honestly feel like with so many different genre of games being nominated for game of the year, it's just never been a bright time for you as an indie dev, or you as a developer, to try out new genres, and you as a gamer to try out new or different genres. Like, I never thought I would like Kingdom Come Deliverance, but upon playing it, it's probably one of my favorite games up there in like that genre of gaming, which is like single player fantasy element type games. And you're just transported into this medieval world where it's just pure chaos and pure fun. Anyways, that's about it. I just really like that games this year are so freaking cool, and every month there was like something for you to look forward to. So if there was something for everyone this year, so yeah, let me know what you guys voted for this year for game of the year and what games you're excited for. I guess, yeah, that's about it.